welcome, Charlotte Crosby.
Hello, I'm so excited to be at Bolton FM.
Yes, Bolton.
Bolton.
You love Bolton now, though, didn't you?
Well, I'm moving here.
I know.
Can you believe it?
How lucky the people of Bolton are.
Oh, God, I bet they can't wait. Well, I've got to leave Sunderland because they all hate me now.
Did they?
They
I
do.
can't imagine, though, your neighbours, yours and Josh's neighbours, going to be loving you. Because you two are loud.
Well, when we argue, we are. But every other time, most times during the day, we're very quiet and subdued. Until there's an argument and then it's bad.
You and Josh are quite quiet and subdued. That's ridiculous. Right, okay, so to kick it off, what we do with everybody is a quick fire round.
Right.
So I'm just going to be like, this or this, and then you've just got to say the first one that comes in your head.
Right.
No thinking, just say it.
Right.
Okay.
I'm going to close my eyes.
Right, okay. Pasty or pie?
Pasty.
Sun or snow?
Sun.
Brexit or Remain?
Remain.
Love Island or Geordie Shore?
Love Island.
Lash or hair extensions?
Lash.
University or apprenticeship? You're not supposed to think.
Oh, well, that was a hard one.
Well, don't think about it.
Apprenticeship.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
TV or film?
TV.
Call or text?
Text.
Takeaway or restaurant?
Takeaway.
Free drinks or free food?
Free food.
Friends or followers?
Friends.
Money or fame?
Money.
Very good. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you. I feel like I succeeded in
I
that.
mean, why was you like this? Ribbon!
Ribbon. But I didn't know what you said then. I thought you said ribbit.
Yeah,
But I didn't know, so I thought I'd just say remain. When actually I think I wanted to leave.
All right, so you choose Brexit.
Well, I think my dad did the vote for us, which is quite bad, but I told him what to do. And I just said leave because I thought we could stand alone quite strong.
I totally agree with that, and I still think that we can as well. But
I don't know much about it. Don't get us wrong. I'm not like clued up on it all, and what I might be saying is wrong. But I just didn't see why we couldn't stand up alone.
Yeah, I think obviously there is lots of politics around it.
So much. I don't like getting
and it
involved.
seems quite complicated. But it's I still choose Brexit, but now more so as well. And then people call you for that because you're like, oh, you just choose Brexit now out of stubbornness, and I'm like, well, no, because why are you having a second vote? I don't think that's on to know everybody's pushing for this second vote.
I just think it's good that everyone's made a choice.
Yeah, well, the decision was made, and that's it. You can't just be like, imagine if Conservatives got in, and then a year later, Labour was like, I'm not happy, I want to vote again. You can't. You've got to wait 4 years. That's it. The decision is the decision.
So they're voting again?
Well, that's what they're trying to push for, yeah, for a second referendum.
Right.
But we won't go into politics too much because
No.
I don't feel like that's your forte.
No, it's actually not.
Okay. So the podcast is mainly about business, careers, and current affairs.
Yes.
So first of all, tell us a little bit about your education. Was you good in school, or I have a feeling you might have been naughty?
No.
Was you really good?
I think I'm going to really surprise you. So I went to Catholic schools all my life, even though I'm not a Catholic. But I went to St Anne's in Sunderland, and then on from there I went to St Anthony's, which is an all-girls Catholic school.
All girls?
Yeah, in a convent run by nuns.
Oh, really?
So we had no boys at all. There was the naughty kids, right? There was the really intelligent kids. There was the normals, and then there was the like jokers. And I was a little bit of a joker, but I was never naughty.
Oh, really?
I mean, I used to act up sometimes in class, but just
So do you think then, because you've gone to an all-girls school, then that's why you just went a bit wild after when you started like meeting boys and that?
Well, in St Anthony's, you either turn into a lesbian or a massive slut.
Right, so which one are you?
A bit of both. So I've dabbled in a bit of lesbian with Chloe and Geordie Shore.
Have you?
Yeah, of course.
Me and
Chloe had feelings for each other for 2 days.
All right, okay.
And then obviously, well, we just went wild with boys when we left school. I remember I didn't kiss anyone till I was like 17, 18 because I had a fixed brace for so long, and I wasn't really that pretty in school. And everyone wanted to get with the prettier girls, and so I was just the joker. Yeah. But when I came of age, where the brace came off, I was kissing people like no tomorrow. You know when you go to the nappy nights, where the nights for under 18s.
Oh right, oh yeah.
So we used to go there and have kissing competitions, and I think
the most.
Yeah, one night I think I kissed 8 boys.
Yes.
Yeah, but that wasn't the most. Some people used to come back and they kissed 20. They used to go around and just kiss everyone.
Oh, imagine the breath though.
Well,
You couldn't kiss 20 people and not experience at least 10 bad breaths in that.
No, because everyone had chewies. You had to, because you knew the kissing competitions were going to happen.
It's ridiculous. I want to move to Newcastle. To be a teenager again.
So that was in Sunderland. Sunderland was wild.
Oh wait, yeah. So is Sunderland different to Newcastle?
Yeah, so Sunderland's like a smaller city compared to Newcastle. Newcastle's big and hustle and bustle, whereas Sunderland's only small.
And so did you live in that school?
No, we didn't live there. We went home.
So why did your mum send you there?
I don't know. It's where everyone went. It was a really sought after school to go to. So I went there and I didn't do bad. I literally, when it was the exams, what are they called again?
GCSEs.
GCSEs. Can't remember, it was a long time ago. I literally had to stay in for 6 weeks of the summer holidays. I was allowed to go out, but I had to do 3 hours of revision every day. My mum and dad sat us down to make us do it. And even though it annoyed us, I didn't ever argue against it. Like, I just did it because my mum and dad said I need to do.
Yeah.
So I revised them 6 weeks, and I think it was the best thing I could have did, because I came out and I had I got 5 C's, I got 1 B in RE, so that's probably all of the Catholic school. I know anything about Jesus, I'll tell you it all.
I did really well at RE, actually. It is Catholic schools.
I think it is. And then I got like a couple of D's, and then like a couple lower, but everything was above a D.
All right, yeah, so that's good. So did you do A-levels then?
Did A-levels, and that's where it went a bit wrong. So I went to St Anthony's sixth form, which is the school on from that. And
is it still all girls then?
It's still all girls, yeah. So we went there, and that was when I did start to mess about a little bit. I got into a fight with another one of the girls. In the girls' schools, it's very bitchy. Not like a massive fight, just a bit of a hair pulling, you know what I mean? And then I decided I didn't want to be there anymore because it was just too bitchy. So then I left, and I started working at a little bar called Tonic in Sunderland from the age of 16. So I started that as a Saturday job way before I even went to sixth form. So when I left sixth form, I took on more hours at the bar. And about a year, I just worked at the bar. And then I went, on a night time, I went and worked at, was it Santander, the call centre. And I did credit card cancellations. So I did that 3 nights a week, and then I worked in the bar every day during the day. And then after the year, my mum was like, "Come on, Charlotte, I think, like, what do you want to do? Like, you can't do this all your life." I was like, "Yeah, true." So me and my best friend Lauren, who's in the Charlotte show, decided we'd go back to college. So we went to a normal college. It was called Bede College, right? I don't know what the hell we were thinking, right? Lauren decided to take law, business, IT, and sociology.
Right, is she clever?
Lauren's quite clever. Lauren was always in a set above me. Lauren's really actually clever. So I thought, I would take all the same, so I could be in all the same lessons. Well, I couldn't do any of these things because it was too clever for me. I shouldn't have really took them things.
Yeah.
I just took it because I didn't want to be separated. But we had the best time in college. We had such a laugh. We made loads of friends. We failed. And then we left again. And we're like, oh, let's not go back for that. So then I went back to Tonic, and I started more hours at Tonic again. But honestly, Tonic was going the whole way through this. I always worked there on a weekend. And then I worked at Tonic for about 2 years, and still the call centre. I went back to the call centre, and then I decided I'm going to give it one last shot. I'm going to go and do an access course at college on a night time after work. So at this point, I'm going to Tonic during the day, Santander 3 nights a week, and then college 2 nights a week. So I've literally got hardly no time. I've got like Saturdays and Sundays to go out if I want to, but then I always had work the next day. So I went and did an access course, and that was hard because I went on my own, and like there was loads of different people from all different, and I get like really shy and making friends and stuff. Imagine going in somewhere on your own. Yeah. Now I wouldn't, but back then I was quite shy, so I didn't really have any friends. But I went anyways. I did all the work, and I was on the verge of passing the access course. And you get so you get UCAS points. Is that right?
Yeah.
And you get about 140. But I might be telling a lie. Is that a lot?
No, I don't think it is.
No, it's not a lot, but it would have got us.
I can't remember. It was 10 years.
It would have got us on the course to do criminology, which is what I wanted to do, because I wanted to be a youth offenders probation officer. That's what I thought in my head at the time, because I'd went to this talk by this criminal one time, and I thought it was really interesting. So I thought, right, that's what I want to do. So I was literally on that, done all my coursework. I did all this extra study. I was doing 2 jobs. I'd worked really hard for it, and at the same time, I had this boyfriend. I'll not say his name. because he denies even being with us now. So I had this boyfriend. We'd been together for about a year, even though he denies that. And he finished.
Why does he deny it?
I don't know because like everyone knows we were together, so I don't know. So we were together for a year, and I feel like it was the first proper love I had ever had. And then he finished us, and like it was the worst. Have you ever been through that heartbreak where you can't actually stand up? Like I
don't think so.
Have you not? Oh my God!
I'm a bit ruthless.
I think it's because you're a strong woman, whereas I'm a pathetic individual. Like I've got too much feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
Like I would cry in the bath, and I'd cry so much I nearly drowned myself in tears. My mum had to wash me hair, like try and get us out of the bath. I didn't eat.
What the fuck, Charlotte? This is all so completely wet.
This is so bad. I cried every night.
How old was you? Like 19?
20.
Oh my God, Charlotte.
I was.
If you had, I mean, your mother should not have been washing your hair. Can you imagine what my mum would have been
Your
like?
mum's still washing me hair now. She does.
My mum would have punched me if I come home and cried over a boy. She would have slapped me in that. Sort yourself out.
My mum used to be like, "Come on, Charlotte, my mum's soft like me. You can do it. You can do it." I was like, "I can't." I was constantly ringing like his number like 50 to 100 times a day.
I thought you were going to say Samaritans.
No. Then I found a key to his house. It was going all downhill. I broke in one night, even though he wasn't there, and got in bed with his dad, thinking it was him. Oh, it was all going downhill, Michaela. I was having a really bad time.
And what did his dad do?
His dad was like, "Charlotte, you haven't been with Ryan for a month now. I think you need to leave." I was like, "Oh, right, okay, sorry." I was like, "I've done a bad thing. What? I'm at Ryan's house. Can you come pick us up?" So anyways, this heartbreak really hit us hard, and it affected everything. Like, it was the worst feeling in the world. I didn't want to go to work. I didn't want to do my studies. I didn't want to do anything. I felt awful. So I was trying to go out. I think that's the thing that takes your mind off it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Having fun with your friends. And I was 20, you know what I mean? I just wanted to go out and have fun. I was on Facebook one day, because Facebook was big back then. Don't go on it now. I was scrolling through, and then there's this advert. Like, just this random advert. Like, so random that it would never happen these days. I just don't see it ever happening. And it was like the Geordie Shore logo, right? And it was like, do you want to be part of a new reality show to be on TV? And I just saw it, and I thought, yes.
Yes, I do, thank you.
Yes, this is gonna cure my heartbreak. So I clicked it, and you had to fill in this form and send it back to the woman. And I filled it all out. It was like asking like questions like, what's your most drunkest night out? What is the wildest thing you've done? Like all these, like, asking really wild questions. And I had a lot of stories, like just like you, Michaela. Like, I got into a lot of trouble when I was younger.
Yeah.
I was so much worse behaved now I'm an angel.
Yeah.
People are like, God, how did your mum and dad deal with you? I'm like, Jesus, you think I'm bad now? You want to see me back in the day? So I ran away in my car once and lived out my car. And, like, the boot was my wardrobe, and like I was gone for 2 weeks.
What?
Just living
Why?
in my car. Used to get moved on by police.
Why?
Because I fell out with my mum.
Why don't you just go mates?
Because I tried that, and then the mums got sick of it. So then I was like, right, I've got all these wild stories, so I filled it out. I thought, oh, well, nothing might come of it. Then I got a phone call, and like, oh, we loved your form. Can we have a little chat with you on the phone? And I was like, Jesus, this is a bit scary. I remember I was in my friend Laura's bed, and like Laura's like laughing while I was saying all the answers. And then I just, like, you never think like anything's gonna come of it. And then the phone calls kept coming, and then suddenly I was meeting people, and then I was in front of a camera. And I was thinking, this is so crazy.
Yeah.
This is so crazy. And then I remember my last ever one, I need to get my phone, I need to play you this song. This is such a good song. Nicki Minaj and Drake's song was out at the time. It just come out, you know. What was the song? Come on, you must remember it.
I don't know.
Like a bird in the sky. I am no longer trying to survive. Oh, I need to play it. It's so good.
Do you know what it's doing, mate?
Yes, you must do it. I need to play it. Well, I'm going to play it right.
I'm not really a Drake fan.
What?
I prefer Westlife.
What? No, Westlife wasn't around then.
What? Why?
What, in 2010?
Oh, yeah,
No,
maybe
Westlife
not.
we're over and done with.
Oh, God, I'm so old.
Right. Oh. Right. Moment for life.
I still don't know it. Play it.
Get rid of this crap bit at the beginning. In this very
Oh,
moment,
yeah, I know, doing it, yeah.
So I kept on saying, and I'd just done my last audition, and the song was going in this very moment, like, you're going to win.
I didn't realise that would Drake. Yeah, right, yeah.
So, and in that thing, I always had premonitions. I had a premonition, and I was on Geordie Shore, and I was like, fuck. Like, do you know when you're feeling the song, and all of a sudden I'm doing, like, rap hands in the song, and, like, I feel like I'm in a music video, and I'm feeling so good, and I'm like, I've got it. And then next week, I got rang, and it was like, you're going on Geordie Shore.
Oh, my God, that's nice.
And I remember I walked into me mum's house. I hadn't told her about any of these auditions. And I went, I've got something to tell you. She went, what? I went, I'm going on a TV show. She went, what? Like, back then, it was unheard of.
Yeah.
Towie wasn't even out back then. Towie came on just as we were filming. She was like, what? What TV show? There was no reality TV shows apart from Big Brother. I went, it's just this random one on MTV. I went, but there's only one thing, like, I've got to go away for it. I'm not going to be home for like a month and a half. She went, but what about your college? I was doing so well at my college. I was literally on the verge of passing. I've just finally done it. I went, I've got to just cancel it, Mum. She went, Charlotte, she went, you can't do this. Don't do it. I don't want you doing this. She kicked off. There was a massive fuss. I went, Mum, I've got to do this.
Yeah.
I went, I've got to do this. And she was like, no, Charlotte, you can't. I went, I've got to. I went, I can't listen to your advice. I went, I've got to do it. I went, I only ever really done college because you and Dad wanted us to.
Yeah.
I went, I've got to do this. And then I went on it, and the rest is history.
Yeah. And so how many years were you on it?
6 years.
And so was that the best time of your life? Was that the best thing you've ever done?
Oh, Geordie Shore, right? It gives us tears even thinking about it. It was the best experience of my whole entire life.
Wow.
Can you ever imagine being put into a house? We didn't get paid at first. We've not got no money. For the first 3 series, we were skint. We were all skint. The lads had some money, but the girls had nothing. One had to lend £50 off my mum a month. And I was living on £50. So I was on TV, and you used to see us on the TV, and it looked so glamorous, but I literally was skint. I had no money. It was only until after series 3 some money started to come in. And but imagine being put with a random group of people, right? Like, with cameras around you, and it going on telly, and then every so often, because we do 3 series a year, they'd be like, we're going to Mexico.
No.
And you'd fly you off to Mexico, and you'd live in this huge villa, like a villa you've never been in your whole entire life, for 6 weeks, and like, you're not spending any money, and you're just having the best times of your life, and you don't
at that age as well.
At that age, it was the best experience in my life. Like, I've been places and I've done things that I could never have dreamed of at that age, and it was amazing. It was so good.
So then why did you come off it? Why did you stop it?
So it got to the point where I think everyone was starting to jump ship. Vicky had gone, James had left, and then it got to the moment where we was going through a bad time with Gary, and I thought, I can't go round in circles over and over again. Like, I'm going back, I'm repeating history, and then I'm finishing, then we don't speak to each other again, then we'll go back and it starts all over again. I thought, I'm bored of it, and I don't want to have this constant stigma of Charlotte and Gary. Like, I didn't want that for the rest of my life, because it wasn't the fairy tale that everyone believed. Like, it just wasn't that. So I decided that I just was going to leave, and I just put it on Twitter. I didn't even tell anyone. I tweeted it, turned my phone off, and it went crazy.
I bet.
Like, I didn't even...
And so then did you not have a plan, like, oh, this is what I'm going to do after?
No.
What did you do straight after? Nothing?
So I'd done Big Brother while I was in Geordie Shore, and then afterwards I did the Charlotte Crosby experience where I travelled the world. But then I went back to Geordie Shore, and afterwards I didn't have no plan. I just left. But I never have no plan in life ever. I just do whatever happens.
Yeah.
I just don't have a plan.
So then what did you do then afterwards?
God, I can't remember. So I left, and then suddenly MTV, I think this was shortly after, we're bringing out a new TV show. It was just the 2 of us. So about 6 months after that, I started just the 2 of us. And then about 6 months after that, they started talking about my own show.
And so at what point did you meet Josh in all this?
So I met Josh just before my own show. I'd done a few series of just the 2 of us. I think I'd done 3. Well, I only met Josh, not last year, but the year before.
And then when he said he started singing, I was like, oh, actually, yeah, she'll be good for him, because obviously, you know, me and my mum and my sister
very
are
strong.
all like
but
very
I'm
strong.
not very strong-willed, you know.
Yeah, I see that. At the time, I didn't know that, and I thought you'd be like dead strong, and you're not going to take his shit. And Josh is needed for grow up.
Yeah.
You know, he's done a lot of growing up since he's been with you. To be fair, but he needed that. I think he needed somebody like you to to make him grow up and just knuckle down.
Yeah, he has grown up a lot, because I think he was still very childlike before, and now like he has all these visions in his head. Like,
we were about 12 and he was like, I'm going to buy this plot of land and I'm going to hire it out to travellers. And he was like 12-year-old and he was like, Mum, can I have $5,000 or whatever it was for this land? She should have given it him actually, because I bet it'd be worth a fortune now. and obviously she was like, no, and he'd be selling sweeties and that. So we were always like money driven.
Yeah. He's very good. Sometimes he surprises us with like his knowledge on. He's so good at doing a money sum in his head. Like, I'm so bad at maths.
He's good with money, but he's just not. He doesn't have the stamina to stick at things.
Yeah,
so
that's
why
he doesn't.
He needed like the routine.
And that's what he lacks in is the willing to stick. Like the driving lessons they were going on and then they stopped.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like there's no drive to actually want to stick at something and do it.
Yeah.
It's like he gets bored and then it's it.
I think since been seeing you, he does seem a bit more like stable. So things are plodding on a bit better for him now. Well, you've just got an house, haven't you? Well, he's got an house.
Yeah. So and I do think he's grown up. I do.
And then, right, so my other thing I wanted to touch about as well is, obviously, social media now. Have you got, like, the most followers of all reality TV stars in Britain or something? That's amazing, so well done for that. But when did that, like, go really, when did that really take off for you? When did you be the standout person, like?
I don't know, I just don't know. I don't know any of these, because I can't remember when it all started, like, I remember when we first got our accounts, I always had Instagram, so I just changed my name on it. But I remember when we all, like, went on telly for the first time and we were watching our followers were rising, like, to, like, 300, and then 400, then 500. And we're like, God, and then it started to become a race and a competition, who could have the most. And for a while, it was competition between me and Vicky, and then it was me and Gary, and then it was me and, I think it was me and Sophie for a little while. And everyone kept on, like, getting the highest but then dropping back down. Yeah. Then all of a sudden mine just took off. And I don't know why. I'll never know, because the second highest from me, I think, is probably Vicky, and I think she's got about 4 million, but even still I've got nearly 3 million more than her. Yeah, no, so how does that happen?
I know. And she was on Celebrity Jungle as well. So
she was on the Jungle, I know.
Expect to move so much. Obviously people just prefer you, don't they? I think you're just like so normal though. I think that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah. And you are obviously super active on social media as well.
I love social media. It's my favourite thing in the world.
But what do you find about the people? So obviously loads of people are like super nice to you because they're your fans.
No, but I always have trolls.
Yeah, no. So what? I mean, how do you? So obviously you've seen all this thing now with what's been happening with people who've been on Love Island or even Jerry McKyle and all these things. How do you feel about that? Whose fault would you say it is?
I don't know, because I don't think there's anyone really to blame. I think it's been happening for a long time. What's been happening, and there's now some links to obviously TV, but there's a lot of this happens outside of TV all the time as well. Do you know what I mean? I just think. Where I stand with it is I've always had such a positive experience on my shows and with MTV that we've been given that side of help, and that person, the psychologist, like from the beginning to the end, throughout, like even if I'm not on a show, if I was to say I'm feeling down in MTV, like I was to speak to MTV, they'd give the number straight away and they'd organise all of that. Yeah. So I've had such a positive experience. I just can't in my head see it, like, unless other channels are different.
See, well, I thought obviously we was on The Apprentice and I was like, oh, I was fine, but everybody was pretty much nice to me. Obviously there was some idiots, but and I was older and stable and could just come back to a normal life and things, so I was completely fine. Harrison was completely fine. There's been other people though who was on the same show as us who have heads have just completely fell off, and they're blaming production. But for me, I'm like, you got the same curve as what I got. I think it's more the individual, number one. But then I think the public have a massive part to play in this, because if you was in the street and there were 7 million people there, the chances are 2 of them would be idiots and say something. Yeah. On social media, if you've got 7 million followers, there's thousands who pipe up.
But do you know the sad thing about it is, like, I'll look at my comments and, like, say, for example, this is a total made-up name, Mary Brown has just wrote the most awful thing, like completely degrading us, like slagging us off. And you think it's really sad, because if I was to approach you in the street, you would feel really embarrassed to say them things in real life.
Yeah.
Would them people stand in a crowded room and say that out loud?
Yeah,
No,
they just
because it's
wouldn't.
embarrassing. You don't want to talk like that about someone who's done nothing wrong to you. You look like a bully.
Yeah.
So why is it accepted on social media? Why? Because you're not in front of the face. Is that right to say them kind of things? Because if you wouldn't say it to the face when they've not said anything to you, then don't say it online.
And they don't. It's like they don't see you as a real person. Like, and these people who are probably the ones who are like, oh, call the shows off. It's all the show's fault. This, that, and other. And I'm like, it's probably you know. So I was hormonal. Obviously, I had a baby. I'm hormonal to fuck. I'm crying my eyes out all the time because it's just what you do. And then somebody was messaging me on Instagram, and it was the first time Harrison had gone down south. So I ran me home with baby at 4 weeks. I had a section, so I still weren't moving about proper. And someone just started giving me a lot of shit, and I'm like, whatever, you fucking knob. And I weren't in the mood for it. Do you know?
Yeah.
And so these people don't know what is going on in your life. I weren't in
That's
the
the-
mood. I
that's
was
the
missing
bad thing about
Harrison.
it.
The baby's crying. He was really poorly at the time as well. And then going on, saying, oh yeah, your boyfriend, he's in London, he's shagging other girls, and he's this, that, and other. And in my mind, then I'm like, I do not fucking need to hear this, because no, Harrison won't be doing that. But I don't need to hear it when my baby's 4 weeks old.
People shouldn't even be saying that in the first
Can you
place.
imagine that? Oh, you fucking old woman. You only got pregnant with him for trap him. I'm like, trap him? Like, oh, I'm like so fucking... I'm not being funny, but I've got fucking 4 companies and I'm doing well for myself.
Exactly.
I really don't need to trap
Harrison?
any fucking man. Like, I mean, he is beautiful, but I don't need to trap him.
Yeah,
But
it's
then
just-
all these things, and they
they
still
don't
will niggle
know.
away at you. And if somebody is in a weaker state of mind, it will be that one person and that one message what tips them over the edge. And I think that is who is to blame in these scenarios.
Yeah, I know.
Not the production company.
No.
The production companies could do more in the sense of warning them. You listen, you need to have big balls, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Just a bit more understanding.
Yeah, I think people don't realise. I think what people don't realise as well is when they go onto these shows, the immense, like the overwhelming feeling when you come out, like the backlash, the trolls. Like, I think people should be more prepared for that, because I don't think when I went to Johnny Shaw, no one told me that everyone was going to slag us off online.
Yeah.
Like
It wouldn't have been as much of a big. I guess you was like the first ones to start experiencing
So it
that,
wasn't
though,
the social media troll side of thing wasn't bad. It was the articles, the press side of thing for us. We got called Geordie slags for the first 4 years of our life. I mean, not our life, Jesus. Not when I walked out the womb. But I mean, when we've been on the show, do you know what I mean? So, like, but I think there should be more, like, people should prepare people more and be like, but I think even if you went to go on a show and someone was saying to you, this is going to happen, you're going to sit there.
Go on it.
You're going to sit there and be like, I can handle it.
Yeah, of course.
You don't actually know the feeling.
Because they all have psychologists before you go in. Did yours have that as well? Like before you go in, just to make sure. I wonder if anybody's ever been refused from that, though. Do you know, or if like they just...
I know a few people who, well, I don't know a few people, but I know a few times it's happened when I'm a celeb where they failed the psych and they've had to be replaced by someone else.
Oh, so they do stop.
So that
people.
does still that does happen.
Yeah, because I don't know anybody who's gone and then who's not got on it. And the other side of social media is like the newest thing, and obviously where people are earning loads of money is the influencer side.
Yes.
So not even people who've been on TV, just other people build up loads of followers and end up doing really well from it. Now, I'm not an influencer by any extent of the imagination. I can't give a shit. If I like something, then I'll say I like it. But I think obviously people like yourself and I, Josh, who've got millions of followers, you get paid to do posts, don't you?
Well, I don't do as much. Like I try and stay away from that kind of thing, because I'm a really strong believer that my Instagram page is a window to my life. So I want people to see is at home. I want people to see is on holiday. I don't want to just be selling products to people. Do you know what I mean? And I'm a strong believer in that. If there's a brand that I'm working with, say for example, I've got my own hair extension range, I've got my own clothing range, I've got my own fitness DVDs, I've got my own makeup range. Obviously, I'm going to promote it on my platform. That's my own business.
But then that is something that you're going to use yourself, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, what I think is there's these influencers now, and they're saying for young girls, or if it's young girls who follow them, or young lads, like, oh, look at these diet pills, for instance.
Oh, that's a bad
they're not
one.
saying like the reality of, oh, I don't just take these diet pills. Actually, I've had plastic surgery. I go to the gym every day. I eat really, really good.
I think there's a big upheaval about the diet pills at the minute because that's something that I would never endorse ever. Anything weight loss related, straight to my fitness DVD. Like all exercise. Like I've got cookbooks too. Really healthy.
Have you got cookbooks?
Yeah, I've got cookbooks. Karen's got one in the house. I've signed one for her. So
I want one.
So I've got the healthy, the really nutritional ways of doing things. Now I've been approached by brands to do the companies that everyone's doing, and it's just a flat out no. I would never do it.
Yeah, so you don't think it's right?
I think it's the wrong. I think it's a really wrong message to send out to young people. Like, no matter, you could fling all the money at the world to us, and it would still be a no. It's still always a no. I would never ever do that.
I think maybe this is why you have more followers than other people, because you're not just using your.
I'm not going to do that.
Your social media.
Sometimes Josh turns around and he's like, "Charlotte, that's a lot of money." I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, as me as a person, I am a brand myself, and I don't want to stoop to that level where I'm doing something just for money. That's going to influence other people. And I see a lot of everyone around is doing it. And sometimes I have to say to the girls, I don't think you should do that anymore. Like,
it needs to be like honest. It needs to be that in conjunction with it. So it can't just be like, do you know when people are, so the diet pills, for instance, when they're doing that, then they need to be saying like, oh, but I go to the gym 5 times a week, because it's, say, younger girls who are following you, they don't have much money, they're going to buy these diet pills, and then when it doesn't work for them, they'll be like, oh, I just want to be like Charlotte, why can't I be like Charlotte, and I bought this magic pill. Literally, that is what they're thinking, innit? So it is a bit,
but that's why I'll never do it. Like, when people say to me, can you give us some weight loss tips, or like, how did you lose all the weight? I'm like, well, about 3 years ago now, I lost nearly 3 stone doing my DVD. Like, it's still on sale, and every Christmas I promote it. Like, I always forget during the year, but every Christmas I always promote it because everyone's asking us at Christmas. You know, that's when you're
like, oh, I'm going to start in January.
But no, like, I'll never say diet pills or anything like that. It's dangerous as well. Like, it's really dangerous. You don't know what the hell's in them.
Oh, right. See, I don't know. Like, I didn't actually know that. I just meant like as a whole. I don't. Sometimes it makes me cringe as well. You know, you see people doing it, and I'm a bit like, oh, don't get me wrong. Like, people will send me things, and I'll just say, oh, thanks. If it's something cute, I'll put Grayson in it. You know, and that's one thing. You know, like the little things.
Don't get us wrong. Some companies I've been working with for years, but I have a working relationship with them, and I'm their ambassador.
Yeah.
So like Bondi Sands, I work with them a lot. So I will do advertisements for them, but that's a company I've been working with for 5 years. Do you know what I mean?
Well, and the thing is, if you're going to use the product yourself, then that is fine.
I use Bondi Sands every bloody day.
If you're not like acting like this is a miracle.
Yeah, and I've never used it in my life. I never do.
And it's just like over promising, and then when people get it, it's the disappointment in it. And not everybody who follows someone has all the money in the world, do they? So they're going to get something, because then they feel a bit closer to you, because that's what you do. And especially when it's, I guess, your followers of a younger audience. Well, they're probably growing up with you now, aren't they?
Yeah, but I've still got a lot of young ones. I've got 6.8 million. I mean, there's going to be loads of young ones in there.
Yeah. So and you do it like people do. It's nice that you're like this, actually, because you do have a duty to those people as well.
I know, but sometimes you do forget. There was a long time where, don't get us wrong, you do forget. Like, there was a long time. It's only the past like 3 years that I've really taken on that responsibility. But before that, you don't think of it as a duty of care. Like, you don't think that you've just grown up and you've got all these followers, but it's just a number on a page.
Yeah.
You don't think as far as there is like 14-year-old from Hull following us, and she dotes on us, and she's doing everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think of that, but I think as I've grown up, it's become more apparent in my brain. So I'm very conscious of that.
And, well, I mean, and you can understand that as well for other influencers who are out there. I mean, if that is their job, then I can understand people doing it. I can understand somebody promoting something, but if they need the money, you need the money, and that's what you got to do. But if you're going to promote it, then at least use the product and make it an honest post, and don't just be like, this is where I've got my tan from. When really you're smashing sunbed 7 days a week as well. Just be like honest with it, like this enhancing it, just so that people aren't then so disappointed, and because they're going to feel then like, oh, I want to be like you and I can't be.
So I know a lot of people who do that, but I tend to not follow them. So the only really influencers I follow, because you've got obviously the people who will just do anything for a bit of money, you know what I mean? But then you've got the really positive influencers who are the likes of fashion bloggers, and I follow a lot of fashion influencers. So Sarah Ashcroft, you heard of her? Lorna Lux,
And
like
just rubbish stuff
all
like
these
this.
people are huge in the fashion world, and like it's very style. And obviously they do a lot of paid endorsements, but with fashion companies. So that's kind of a different kettle of fish. But not everyone is doing this whole let's pretend we've lost weight by sucking in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's also a lot of really positive influences.
Yeah, 100%. And I think even the people, like I say, who need to do it for money, it just needs to be a little bit more honest in what they're doing.
But I think that's all going to change now, because I've heard that there's new laws coming in and everything.
Yeah, no, they have to say like, oh, it's a paid post. And
Yeah,
all that, don't they, as well, so people know. And then the other thing that I wanted to go on with from there as well is obviously the trolls and the influencers in your social media. You've had plastic surgery, which you've been open about. And am I right in saying you said that you had a boob job because of what people was like online to you?
Yeah, so where I was born with congenital somastia, and I didn't think it was much.
Do you want to just explain what that is?
Yeah, so congenital somastia is where there's no separation in your breasts, and your breastbone, which is normally flat in between your boobs, which causes that separation, the breast tissue actually grows over the breastbone, so kind of connects both of the boobs together. So I was born with that. Now, because I was born with it, I didn't think that there was anything wrong with it, and my mum's also got it. So I'm looking at, like, obviously I'm not looking at my mum's tits all the time, but like when she's walking around, I'll go to put a top on, I'll go to put a bra on. When I was little, it just was normal.
Yeah.
It would just look normal. It was, and when I was growing up, I still didn't really think there was much difference to it, until I went on to Geordie Shore. And I remember I was just got me range within the style, and I had a low plunge dress on, and you could see me somastia just right in the middle. And like the comments I got was like, oh, what's wrong with her boobs? She's got deformed boobs. Why are they joined in the middle? Then it was just every single comment, and I was like, oh my god, maybe this.
Was you not heartbroken?
So it did get to us, but it got to us so much that you would never see us in plunge again.
Yeah.
So that's why not many people notice it after that. When I tell people like, oh, never noticed, it's because you would never see me in anything plunge. I would always have that part of my boobs like completely covered, because I got such a complex about it. So then when I decided to get it fixed, I went to have me consultation, and at the same time I think I got swept up in it all. He suggested implants, and I was like, right, okay, well, if the surgeon's saying this, maybe it'll help. Obviously, little did I know that it was just going to do the opposite. It was just going to completely bring the somastia back out and make it even worse. So that was a big regret of mine, because I never really wanted implants. I was really happy with my little boobs. It wasn't my boobs that I had a problem with. It was the middle bit.
So you didn't have your boob job because of people on social media?
No, it was the somastia.
But
I ended up getting implants in as well at the same time, which obviously I then regretted, because it just made it worse. So as soon as I started experiencing pains in my left boob, and I went to see the surgeon who did my nose, he was like, you should never have gotten them implants in at the same time. It was never I know, it was never going to correct the somastia. It seems like you're getting I can't remember the word. Capsular contractor, which is where the implant is getting rejected by your body. So my advice is to just get them out as soon as possible. And then I was like, perfect, because it's something that I regretted.
Yeah. And so how long did you have them in for?
A year and a half.
Oh, is that all? Have you not said anything to that surgeon like that? What the fuck?
I haven't. I just haven't.
You should though, because it's just going to. I had a nose job, and I've got to go back and have another one now, and that surgeon can't actually. How bad's this? He can't work private anymore, but he can work for the NHS still. So in the reason he can't work private is because he's just messing up everybody's nose. So I've got like a big bend in my nose. It's totally collapsing. So I've got to go back and have another one.
So you're going to get that straightened up?
Yeah, it's got to like all be straightened and lifted and supported, because there's just no support in the bottom, so it's causing it.
Oh, yeah. See, mine's quite hard in the bottom.
Yeah, everybody should be, and it's just like collapsing because of it. But I felt like I'd done my research as well, but I think it's really important, isn't it, for people?
It's so important. And you want to know what's so important is you have to get a trusted surgeon. You have to make sure they've got all the certificates. There's this certain type of register they've got to be on, like it's the BA something. But like you've got to make sure that they've got all these things, because you're trusting someone with your body. Like it's so dangerous. What I don't like seeing is everyone who's flying abroad to get surgery, like just because it's cheap.
Because would they not have the same qualifications?
I don't even know. I don't know much about it. I don't want to completely slag them off, but I don't think flying abroad to get surgery is a good option ever in any case.
Yeah,
like, what if something went wrong? How do you go? Like it just doesn't seem right. But I think you've got to always you've got to be in England, I would say, and you've got to be. I mean, unless you live abroad, and then you've got to make sure that surgeon has all of the certificates. You've got to see at least 3 or 4 as well, because a lot of people see the first one and like, oh yeah, that's the one I want to go with.
Yeah,
You've got to talk. This is something that you really want changing in your body, and you're self-conscious about. You don't want to make matters worse.
Yeah,
you want to go with the best person.
It's like a summary that, like, what would you say then to young girls who are feeling self-conscious, or who have something's happened on social media or at school or at work or whatever else, or young girls or young boys who then are like, all right, I want to take this step to have surgery done? Would you advise, or what would your advice be to them?
So I would, people young altogether, I would say completely no. Completely no.
From what age do you
I
think
didn't have surgery until I was just about to turn 26.
Right, okay.
I know a lot of people who go in for it when they're 18, 19, 20. Your body is still growing, it's still changing. I hated my nose ever since I went on Geordie Shore, but I didn't rush into a nose job.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to see if I can learn to live with it, if I can get any better. But the constant seeing myself in papers, on TV, seeing it from that angle, it was annoying. I didn't like it, and it got to the point where I'd waited 5.5 years, and I thought, you know what, I'm still unhappy with it. There's no point in waiting any longer. Yeah. But I would, if my child turned around to me when they were 18 and said, I want to get a boob job, I'd say, oh, you fuck. You can wait until you're of a certain age. Because look at me, I got implants, I didn't, and I regretted it.
Yeah.
Like, it was something that I thought, oh, it sounds like a good idea. What, because the surgeon mentioned it? And then I regretted it.
Yeah.
So it's a complete no-go for, like, when you are of the age where you are a grown adult and you have lived with your body for I mean, 25 isn't even that old either. But if at that age you're still thinking about something and it's been on your mind for that long, only then will I be like, yeah, you go ahead with it.
Yeah,
but if you just if someone's just starting to get Brazilian bum lifts every weekend, like what's the massive craze at the minute, and they're like, oh, I want one, I'm like, it'd be like, no. Well, because it's the trend. Yeah. That goes out.
That's what I was thinking, because people see it like it happening and they don't see it as it's major surgery, and you have these things done.
Yeah,
like,
and
you
a lot of things are trends.
It's
trends.
Yeah.
So if someone has completely nothing wrong with them, I totally disagree. Like, a lot of people might say that there was nothing wrong with my nose, but it did have a huge hump in. I had one nostril smaller than the other, and the septum in the middle was quite deviated. So I did actually have a lot of problems with my nose, and it helped me breathe in a lot more when I had it done as well. But if there's nothing wrong with them, they're just doing it because everyone else is doing it, that's the total wrong thing to do. You're changing your body. I feel like I got swept up in that with the breast implants, and I completely regretted it. Yeah. And that's what I did. I did a post the other day on Instagram, and I was like, just think so carefully. There's so many girls are getting the implants removed. When I went to get mine done,
I think little boobs, big boobs, I think they make you look a bit fatter. Obviously, not everybody's the same way anyway, but big boobs just make you look bigger, don't they?
I just don't know. I just don't know why I ever did it. It's just such a huge regret. When I went to get it done, my doctor, Dr. Sam, was like, you wouldn't believe how popular it is. Everyone's getting their implants out. Everyone. It's the most popular surgery at the minute. Is implants out. Yeah.
Okay, now it is, because it is just a trend, isn't it?
I know.
Like you said.
So, but unless you've got something another argument about this surgery thing is people frown upon it so much, and it's like when I was like 14. So when I first told my mum about my nose, she's like, "Oh, you don't need to get your nose done." I was like, "Well, I'm doing it for myself. I've tried to 5 years I've tried to get over it, but I'm still not happy. I have to see myself all the time. Like, I just want to do it for me. Like, I was never trolled over it. I was never bullied. I did it for myself." And what I said to my mum is, I went, "But how can you see anything when I was 14, I was walking around with about 7 crooked teeth and gaps like no tomorrow. And you took us to the dentist, you put a brace on us.
Yeah.
Well, why couldn't I just have lived with them teeth?"
Yeah.
I went, you can't go, everyone, all these mums who are like, plastic surgery's so bad. I bet you're a fucking £100. They're all putting braces on the kids when they come of age.
Yeah, but the thing is, a brace isn't major surgery, is it?
Yeah, I suppose it's not major
because
surgery.
you do,
but they're
you
still
do
doing
it's the
something
danger
to
of
change.
actually being asleep, innit?
It's a danger. But again, if you're with the right surgeon, you're in an amazing hospital, and you've been to someone who's got them, so nothing's going to happen. Do you know what I mean?
It's just like everything. Like, and then having your lips done is just the same, really, as having a brace, isn't it? That's not like major surgery.
But and it's just like, if you want to take the extremes, people get so angry about surgery. Well, if everyone's happy with the way they look naturally, why is everyone wearing makeup?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? People want to enhance the looks every day, so and there's a lot.
I don't think there's any problem with it at all. Like my sister had a boob job, you know.
Yeah.
When she was only like 19 or 20 when she had hers, but she had nothing. She literally, because I would always be like, oh, you don't never have surgery. I think she's beautiful. She's had her lips and that done, and I'm like, I think you were more beautiful before. You don't need it. But she's my sister, so I'm gonna think that. And I can see obviously why she wants these little tweaks. But with the boobs, my mum said you're gonna go mad. She's having a boob job, and I'm like, oh, do you know what, mum? If I was her, I actually would.
Because she was really flat chested.
She had nothing. And
she's got a very athletic figure.
Yeah. And she won't be picked on. She was just like, she's like, I can't wear dresses. They don't look right on me, and you know, because obviously they're made for boobs, and
yeah.
She looked like a little wife.
No, I can understand, and I totally agree with people when they've got completely flat chests. I completely agree, and that's just a different situation. So if for example my daughter came to us and she had completely flat, just nipple, like I would say not yet.
It's tight on cars. Imagine when she is, that she's going to kill us.
But if she came up and said that, then I would think, well, there is a reason behind this. She's not just obviously.
Yeah, like
as
if
a
a nose
woman,
were all over it,
you'd be like, right, yeah, well, I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, there's different.
But it's when there isn't much wrong in it, and then you're just like, oh, somebody's got like a massive arse now, so they want a massive arse.
Yeah. That's what it's like.
Right, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, amazing, great chat. But I have another little thing for you. Well, I've got two little things actually.
Right.
This one's exciting. When Josh was here, he said that you love making up songs.
Oh God, right, yeah.
So I've got some little pieces of paper for you.
Right.
With some words on it, and I want you to pick two, and then make up a song with the words that are on them.
Right.
Are you up for it?
I'm a songwriter. I'm always up for it.
And then we're going to do Mr. and Mrs. and see how well Josh knows it.
I'm actually excited to do Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah, this is good. I think Josh has done well, actually. I thought he'd be a lot shitter than what he was. Right, ready? Pick two of them.
Wait, can I look at the first one first?
Yeah. What does it say?
I can't tell you.
All right, you're just going to do it.
Wait, let's just get it together first. You know what? I just need. It's a really funny one. Right, we can't, because I can't just come out, but I just need a couple of seconds.
Right, yeah, just take a little minute.
Okay.
This could potentially be your wedding song as well.
Oh, I don't really think so. When you hear this, I'll tell you the words in a sec.
I love the concentration that's going into this. Do you think this is how Bruno Mars writes this song? Bruno Mars.
Too much pressure. You need creative. You need a creative atmosphere. Right. Oh wait, I want to make it really good. I'm gonna have to. Can I step outside the room? I've got to make this really good. So I need to just step outside the room. Give us 1 second.
I love that she's getting in full artist mode now.
Don't know whether it's going to be good enough. It was quite hard what I had to work with.
Right, okay.
Right.
I'm excited. Do you need a beat?
No. So, this is Donald Trump and Mortal. It's hard. It's really hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? Just clean my throat. He's a man with a tan. A lot of people aren't really a fan. He's a man with a plan. If anyone could do it, yes he can. It's Donald Trump. He's an orange flump. He smells like a pump. He's a bit of a but I'll still get model with him.
Yes!
Was that a good one?
That was very good.
But can we just
I like the fact that you said as well.
Yeah, but can we beat that one out because I don't like saying that word. But I thought it was fitting.
You're very Donald Trump, perfect. Right, and our last segment now is the Mr. and Mrs. I know you've been dying to do this. So
I am.
We've asked him these questions.
Right.
And then he's given us the answer, which I've got here. So I'll tell you after you've answered your truth, yeah?
Yes.
So, first one. If she was in a fire, which object would she first save from the house? Objects, so not your dog.
Oh, so actually, it's just I've just got to give the word.
Yeah. Fine, you can give a sentence.
I don't even know if I know this one myself. Hold on a second. What the hell would he have said? Oh, we've definitely not got this one right.
But he was also thinking, like, what will she say? So don't think so much about what he would. Mind you, with this one, though, it's quite obvious. When I tell you what it is, you'll be like, oh, yeah, that probably is what I'd say.
Crap.
No, it's not crap.
Oh, God. I don't think we've got the right one because I just don't know what to say. Well, obviously, it's a stupid one, but I'd say my phone.
Ah, that's what it says.
Oh!
Yes, well done.
Right, okay.
So that's the level that we're at.
Right.
Who would play her in a movie of her life?
Who would play us? Oh, he doesn't know very many actors, but oh my god, hold on a second. If he hasn't said this, I'll be really disappointed. He definitely hasn't said it. Oh, I don't think he said it. He's not clever enough. But he doesn't know very many actors. So is it a female one?
Yeah, no, it's a dog. Lassie.
Is it a female actor?
It's a female.
Oh, I don't think he's got this right.
Go on then, who is it?
Julia Roberts.
Ah, I love Julia Roberts, but no, he said your mum.
Is that some kind of joke? See, this way it gets too thick. He doesn't know what he's answering.
He's too thick.
I
When
thought
he
we were
said that, I
talking
was
about
like,
who would play as an actress, but he would have said, if he knew the question right, he would have said Julia
I
Roberts.
think he knew that question. He just
No, I
did.
don't know whether he did.
He's
Michaela.
just did. Right, okay. What is your number one fear?
Oh God, there's two ones that are quite up there. But what one has he said? Can I say them both?
No.
I'm just going to say them both.
No.
Oh my God, there's three. Oh my God, what one has he said though? I'm just going to go for death.
Yeah.
Oh yes! God, we're doing well so far,
You
aren't
are
we?
doing well. Yeah, he said you always get more bad anxiety about it. Okay. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Oh, I just don't even know what this one would. Fly.
Oh, he said talk to dogs.
Oh, that's quite a good one. I didn't even think about that one.
What was your first job?
Tonic.
Yeah, he's got that. He said bar staff at Tonic Bar in Sunderland.
Oh, very detailed.
Who said I love you first?
Me.
Yeah, he was like Charlotte Office. Would you rather be playing at Glastonbury or running the country?
Winning the country.
Running it,
Oh.
like the Prime Minister.
Oh God. Running the country's a bit too much pressure for me. I'm going to say Glastonbury.
Oh, he said running the
Ah!
country. Would you prefer a wild night out or a calm night in?
Calm right in.
Yeah. Who makes the best jokes?
Me.
Yep. Who is the smartest?
Me.
At this point, he's just like, I've got to say Charlotte.
No, but it's actually
Yeah,
true
that
as
is
well.
true. What 3 words would she use to describe you?
Oh, right, okay. Chubby.
That isn't one of them.
Chubby cheeks. Chubby cheeks. All right, okay. Big Willie.
Again, he was talking to me, so I'm his sister. That fucking wasn't one of them. Fuck's sake!
What about puddings?
Puddings? What's puddings? Balls?
He's got round balls on the top of his shoulder, which I think's muscles, but it feels like Yorkshire puddings. Well, he's not got none of these. Well, sexy.
No.
Oh, my mum wouldn't say funny.
No, he didn't say that. Do you want me to just tell you?
Yeah, just tell us.
Loving, caring, great personality.
I would never say it.
Charlotte just went purely down the looks line. And then otherwise, well, he's not funny. Right. How many children does she want?
5.
Yeah. When does she want to have children?
Right, so I said end of next year, so 30, 31.
Oh, the year.
Oh, the year 2000. I said 2020, but he might have put 2021.
No, he said 2020.
What?
He said that's when you want him, though.
All right.
Charlotte throwing a pillow. Who's the best dancer?
Josh.
Yeah. Who's the most attractive?
Me?
You said him.
Oh
No, because he was like, oh, what was she saying? He's like, oh,
Oh,
she'll say me.
right, okay, I'll let him off with that
And
one.
that's it. The end.
Woo!